So as I said that normally what we do, we specify the regression model like this. We include alpha. Why do we include alpha? Because it avoids many complexities. If we drop alpha, some other complexities will arise, like I will not get this equation, and hence summation of u hat I will not be necessarily equal to 0. And if summation of u hat I is not necessarily equal to 0, because if I don't get this, I don't get this as well. Because when I am deriving summation of u hat I small xi is equal to 0, I am basically using this property. You see, here I am using this as 0, and subsequently I am getting this. When this is not equal to 0, or I don't have this, I cannot write summation of u hat I y hat I is equal to 0, because there also I need to use that formula, that summation of u hat I is equal to 0. So presence of alpha in the regression equation, it helps in getting the first normal equation, which essentially gives us summation of u hat I is equal to 0. And that subsequently helps in deriving many other properties. So if you don't have alpha, summation of u hat I is equal to 0, that expression we don't have, that property we don't have, and in the process the subsequent properties may not be true. This is one part. Second part is in the estimator itself. As I said, when we drop alpha, the OLS estimators, the OLS estimator of beta, that is beta hat, will no longer be mean corrected. So what it will do, instead of taking deviation from x bar and y bar, it will take deviation from 0. So it will treat x bar as 0, y bar as 0. So instead of taking deviation from x bar and y bar, it will take deviation from 0. That means the OLS estimator will not be mean corrected. So the equation will be defined with respect to the origin, not with respect to x bar and y bar, the way we define. Third important aspect what we discussed is that there may be some conceptual confusions also. Can we make intercept 0 for a consumption function? Because we have studied in macroeconomics that a consumption function will have intercept. If that is true, then how to justify the intercept for a person who doesn't have income, doesn't have savings, nobody is ready to give loan? How can that person's consumption function have an intercept? On the other hand, if I talk about production function, I know if output depends only on labor, ideally the production function should start from 0, from the origin. When labor is 0, output is also 0. We have studied in the law of variable proportion. But then the OLS estimator will not be mean corrected. It will treat X bar and Y bar as 0. So instead of taking deviation from X bar and Y bar, it will take deviation from 0. And when that happens, we will have conceptual problem. Why conceptual problem? Because to avoid statistical complexities, we are adding intercept here. But theoretically, intercept is not supported. So combining all these, what is the way out? The way out is that let us add intercept and test if it is statistically significantly different from 0. So if it is not conceptually allowed, if the data set doesn't support, then obviously alpha hat will not turn out to be statistically significant. That means it will not turn out to be statistically different from 0. So we are basically saying, even if the logic doesn't permit, even if the data set doesn't permit, let us not make alpha mathematically 0. Rather, let us see if it is not statistically different from 0. That's enough. So henceforth, we'll treat these aspects statistically, not mathematically. Okay. Now, let me move to the other aspect. Now, what we said that UI, that is random disturbance term, is independently, identically, normally distributed with mean 0 and variance sigma square. Now I'm just asking to all of you, why am I saying that it is identically distributed? Can anyone tell me? Why am I saying it is identically distributed? Anyone? Why is UI identically distributed? Nobody? Can anyone tell us? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the observations are mutually independent.
No, why? That is there. I am saying identically, independently, normally distributed. But why identically? Because for all I, mean is 0. For all I, variance is sigma square, isn't it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So that the distribution remains the same for all I with mean 0 and variance sigma square. That's why we are saying UI is identically distributed. Why is it independently distributed? Here we are saying expectation of UI Uj is equal to 0. I'm repeating. We are assuming here mean to be 0, variance to be constant for all I. So if the mean and variance, they remain the same for all I, obviously they are identically distributed. And we are also assuming that expectation of ui uj is equal to 0. That means they are independently distributed. They are mutually exclusive. So this is the distribution of ui, what we are getting by combining these assumptions. Now we are saying yi is independently normally distributed with mean this and variance sigma square. Now my question is, how I am getting this distribution of yi? I'm basically asking the students of second year because they haven't done probably this part, this distribution part. I don't know. So I'm asking them, can you tell how I am saying that yi is independently normally distributed, not identically, but independently normally distributed with mean this and variance sigma square? Can anyone from second year tell this answer to this question? How am I getting this? How am I getting this? Anyone from second year? Huh? No one? Rahul? Rahul? Sneha, can you answer this question, Sneha?
Yes, sir.
Can you answer how this derivation, how this distribution is derived from here to here? Are you from second year or third year?
Third year, sir.
Then you might have done.
Yes, sir, we have done, but I am not able to recall.
So how this distribution of yi is derived from distribution of ui?
Since it's just a linear equation, it's just like transformed, right?
Tell me. Yeah. So what we are doing here? Yi is a linear transformation of ui, right?
Yes.
Am I right? Yi
Yes.
is a linear transformation of ui. So
Yes,
if
sir.
ui is normally distributed, yi will also be normally distributed. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is point number 1. So this is also normally distributed. This is also normally distributed. Now let us take the mean. So mean means expectation of yi given xi. What that will be? What will be expectation of yi given xi from this equation? This is the deterministic part. It will not have any mathematical expectation. Am I right? Alpha plus beta xi. It will not have any mathematical expectation. So expectation of yi given xi is equal to alpha plus beta xi plus expectation of ui given xi. So what is expectation of ui given xi?
0.
0. So ultimately what I am getting as mean of yi, conditional mean of yi, what am I getting? Alpha plus beta
Alpha
xi.
plus beta xi.
That is what I have written here. Now, what about the variance of yi?
So could you repeat that part, how you got the mean?
Sir,
Mathematical
are you
expectation of mean means what? Mathematical expectation of yi given xi?
So are you sharing the whiteboard?
Sir, I guess we are
No.
still seeing the Word document.
Oh, sorry. What document you are seeing, not the other one?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sorry, I think that is exactly where the confusion is arising. Okay, sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you see, this is the equation, right? And I am writing ui as identically independently normally distributed with mean 0 and variance sigma square. That part is clear. Because this distribution I am having by combining these assumptions. I am assuming ui to be normally distributed. I am assuming ui to have 0 mean and variance to be constant for all I. So you see, for every ui, the mean and variance are constant, assumed to be 0 and sigma square respectively. This is what I'm getting. Because for every I, mean and variance are the same, I can say that they are identically distributed. Am I right? Mean and variance are constant. Mean is 0, variance is sigma square. So it is identically distributed. Am I right? Hello?
Yes.
Now, why am I saying they are independently distributed? Can you tell me? Why independently distributed?
So that UI uj expectation is 0.
Excellent. So it is clear that ui is identically independently normally distributed with 0 mean and variance sigma square. Now from here I am deriving the distribution of yi. And unlike here, in case of u, here I am saying it is independently and normally distributed, not identically. Now question is, how am I deriving this distribution? Just come to this equation. If I take mathematical expectation of yi given xi, then what do I get from here? Just take mathematical expectation of yi given xi. What do you get? What do you get?
Alpha plus beta expectation of xi. No, alpha plus beta xi.
Right. Why not expectation of xi?
Because
Because it is
xi is
given.
the observation, like
So we
independently.
are assuming, so simply observation is not enough. Yi is also observation.
Sir, it is independent variable xi.
It is exogenous.
Yes, sir.
Right? So it doesn't have any distribution. That's what we are assuming, that it doesn't have any distribution, right? It is deterministic. It is not a random variable. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So what is then mean of yi? Conditional mean of yi means mathematical expectation of yi given xi, which is equal to alpha plus beta xi. Then what about this?
Expectation of ui given xi is 0.
Excellent. So we are getting mean of conditional mean of yi as alpha plus beta xi, and that is what I have written here. And how am I getting the variance of yi? So variance of yi means variance of this. isn't it? So what is the formula for variance? What is the formula of variance for a random variable? It is mathematical expectation of that variable minus mathematical expectation of that variable whole square, isn't it? See, if x is a random variable, then variance of x is what? Mathematical expectation of x minus mathematical expectation of x whole square.
Yes, sir.
Basically, what I'm saying is the word file visible. Variance of
Yes, sir.
x is equal to expectation of x minus expectation of x, isn't it? Am I right? Hello, this is
Yes.
square. Now what I'm trying to get, variance of y I given xi, okay, given xi, that means equals, that is what, variance of alpha, say a plus b xi plus ui is equal to expectation of a plus b xi ui minus mathematical expectation of this already we have derived. That is nothing but a plus b xi, so it will be a minus b xi, then whole square. This is equal to, are you all getting what I'm doing? Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So ultimately, what are we getting?
Expectation.
We are getting expectation of ui square plus. So we are basically getting expectation of ui square. Okay. And this is nothing but variance of ui, which is equal to sigma square. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So we have written yi is distributed independently and normally with mean alpha plus beta xi and variance sigma square. But why we are saying, or we are silent about identical distribution? Can you tell me why we are not saying that yi is identically distributed?
Because there is another term xi.
Right, that means what? Mean is varying with I.
Yes, sir.
That means mean is not constant. So the distribution is not identical. What we are saying, if if ui follows normal distribution with mean 0, variance sigma square, yi will also follow normal distribution, but with mean alpha plus beta xi and variance sigma square. Why yi will follow normal distribution? Because yi is nothing but linear transformation of ui. So obviously, if ui follows normal distribution, yi will also follow normal distribution. Second, they are independently distributed because by assumption ui uj, its mathematical expectation is equal to 0. But they are not identically distributed because mean of yi changes with I. Now we have distribution of yi. And from there, we have discussed it yesterday. Now I'll focus on this.
So can you repeat the independence part? Like why are they
Independence,
independent?
they are still independent because by assumption, expectation of ui uj is equal to 0. If ui uj they are equal to 0, you will see that yi yj expectation of that will also be equal to 0. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir, but like how does it imply that they are independent?
Because see, how will they be related? Through what? They are related basically through ui, no?
Yes, sir.
And we are assuming that ui uj are independent.
Okay. Okay, sir.
What I'll do, I'll add a mathematical derivation of it.
Okay,
Are
sir.
you getting my point? I'll add a mathematical derivation of it. Basically, covariance of yi and yj.
And sir, also why do we need expectation of ui given xi 0? Like why are we assuming that?
This one,
Yes, sir.
because if mean is not 0, subsequently will show that the OLS estimators will not be unbiased. That will
Okay,
prove.
okay, sir.
Will prove that. So this assumption
But
is very, very
for
important.
now it is just an assumption.
Now, what is the sample counterpart of it? What is the sample counterpart of it?
Ui cap given xi cap. Ui cap
See,
given
what
xi.
did we derive yesterday? Summation of u hat I is equal to 0.
Yes, sir.
That means what? U hat bar is equal to 0.
Yes, sir.
So for the population, this is the mean. This is equal
Yes,
to
sir.
0. And for sample, what is the mean of u? U hat bar.
Yes, sir.
And if summation of u hat I is equal to 0, then u hat bar is also equal to 0.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay, okay,
this,
yes, sir, I got it. So
what
for
we
it
are
to be
basically
unbiased.
assuming here, remember all these assumptions are basically for the sample.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
population. These assumptions are basically for the population, and we have the corresponding sample counterpart. Like as I said, yesterday we had derived summation of u hat I is equal to 0, which means u hat bar is equal to 0. Similarly, yesterday we had derived summation of xi u hat I is equal to 0. This basically corresponds to this assumption. And as we proceed, we'll be having detailed discussion on that. You have raised a very important question that what is the significance of these assumptions, right? And I'll show you that if this assumption doesn't hold, then we'll not be able to prove that the OLS estimators are unbiased. Is it okay?
Sir, I understood the unbiased part.
Yeah, no, we'll do further discussions on that, and I'll add the derivation on that question that you raised. Okay. Now let us
Okay, sir.
come to this point, and I'll close today's class with this very interesting property we are getting. This one. What is this? Y bar is equal to Y hat bar means what we get from the observations, the average, the mean of Y, that is Y bar, will be equal to the mean of estimated Y, that is Y hat bar. And this we are getting basically from summation of U hat I is equal to 0. What we had written yesterday, if you just see here, yesterday we had written yi is equal to y hat I plus u hat I. If you take summation on both the sides, then summation of yi is equal to summation of y hat I plus summation of u hat I. And if you divide both the sides by n, then you will get y bar is equal to y hat bar, and you know summation of u hat I is equal to 0. So this part will be cancelled out. So what we are getting, y bar is equal to y hat bar. And again, we will not be getting this property if we don't have summation of u hat I is equal to 0. And this summation of u hat I will not be equal to 0, or will not get that property if we don't have alpha. Are you getting? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood,
Yeah,
sir. So alpha-
sorry, I mean, you perhaps you are having other classes, so I'll stop here. Just in a minute,